Hello, YouTube. This is Ewan Spence and ESC Insight calling. Yeah, it's Finland. Cha. It's that one. We're going to review it. Don't want to build your hopes up, but we might like it. Yes, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Welcome to ESC Insight on YouTube, where we take our podcasts and we give them a very basic visual form so you can listen to them wherever you are without downloading a podcast app. If you have, go find us, ESC Insight. If you're using a web browser, escinsight.com, or you could just keep on watching as we review the song from Finland. Yes, it's Cha, which is proving to be quite popular in the community. Let's put it that way. Käärijä is a singer. It's for Finland, and it's going to Liverpool.
Oh, God, I love this so much. I don't know if it's just the company I keep, but amongst many of my Finnish friends, drinking seems to be almost a national sport. And this is about the role of alcohol as a social lubricant for a night out. Käärijä is embracing the weekend, but he needs something to loosen up. He's got a bit of social anxiety, so he's diving into the cocktail list, knocking a few pina coladas back, and then when he's relaxed enough to be able to get on the dance floor and talk to people, maybe he's tipped the balance a little bit much and he's a bit slurry and he's a bit squint-eyed. And he's starting to pour champagne all over himself, which I think at Nordic prices he might regret in the morning. But there's something joyful about this. There's something about celebrating that moment, but also acknowledging that, you know, for many of us, wanting to party and wanting to let go and go with the flow does come with a bit of social anxiety. And it's quite an interesting musical balance, I think, with this, because the start of the song is... there's more angst in it. It's more aggressive, and I think it reflects that kind of anxiety that he's singing about, you know, the sort of needing to loosen up. And then by the time you get to the middle, it goes into a much easier musical melody, a much more familiar style of song, and it almost mirrors that journey from sort of, you know, being anxious to, you know, the Dutch courage kicking in. I just love that. And the performance was just joyful in the lime green of his costume with the neon pink of some ballroom dancers who looked like they were on Come Dancing in Ketamine. It was just absolutely 3 minutes of joy to watch on the stage.
I think the staging here is absolutely key, because I went through the UMK songs multiple times listening to the audio, and this was nice, but just did not stand out. When it was audio only, it was just like, yeah, that's kind of what Finland does. But those visuals, within seconds, it totally enraptured me. And then everything else just builds on that. I love the closed, tight space that represents his anxiety, and the fact that it opens out more and more and more and more as the performance goes. So you don't need to know the words for this song because it's there in the visuals. Now, the dancers themselves are not ballroom dancers. They're doing their best to go at it. But it's the energy that comes through, and it's also the uncontrolled energy, the not quite perfect at dancing, not completely on point with all the actual cha moves, but close enough to have fun.
Honestly, where do you begin with this? First of all, he is a whole snack, would devour in one sitting. Secondly, theirs was a national final where it was a rare situation for me anyway this year, where there were 3 or 4 options I literally would have had win. It was so strong. They know what they're doing over there, don't they? But yes, so the structure of this, in the sense, like what Monty said, where it's like a short story told in 3 parts, and as his evening's ramping up, the style of the music is kind of changing. That's a really cute. That sounds kind of glib. It's a smart way of putting a song together, and it's not overdone. It's not like overworked. I think this is just on the right side of insane. it's an absolute bop. I can't say enough good things about it. There's nothing else remotely like it this year, and it's probably going to be the most memorable, certainly, for people watching the live final. It's, I think, in a conversation where it's going to be up against Sweden, certainly. I think Spain is still going to be kind of up there. Whether it will have enough to clinch the win overall, I'm not. It's so tight. It's going to be such a tight race, but it's in that conversation, and deservedly so, because the second this came out, I mean, we've been playing it non-stop in the car, almost crashed a few times, going a bit overboard, but love it. Insanely good.
For me, I think this is going to be this year's Baranovsky Babushki. I think it is going to run right through. Everybody's going to remember the dance. My family of non-Eurovision followers, that dance move at the 2-minute mark, that sold it for them. It's like, that's the one. The fact that Käärijä is managing to do the Lorraine sideways dance better than Lorraine ever managed in Euphoria is absolutely fabulous. That he's doing it in the year when Lorraine comes back is also absolutely fabulous. But I think, yeah, he's the babushki to Lorraine's tattoo when it comes up to it. But I don't think that, yes, it does matter. But at the same time, he's going up on the stage. He's having the time of his life. This is a career-making 3 minutes.
And a huge smash in the UMK. I mean, let's not underestimate how much this won by. It got 10s and 12s from all the juries, except for the jury representing the United Kingdom, who only gave it 6. But it got 53% of the public vote, 467 points.
And that's
in
with
the public
7
vote.
artists, not in a head-to-head super final. That's 53%. And everybody else underneath it.
Yeah, the closest that the next artist got was 124 points, 14% of the vote. This was miles ahead of everything else. There's something just joyous. And I'm so glad it's in Finnish, because I love the sound of Finnish. I mean, I've had a lot of years to get used to it. It is an acquired taste, I will admit that. But being in Finnish, it just adds something more to it. There's not a better song about the virtues of Dutch courage. Let's Dance by Lady Gaga kind of gets there, but there's just something wonderful about this.
You're putting it at that level, Monty. You're putting it at Let's Dance levels.
Oh, beyond for me. Yeah.
Do I need to ask Hit Missing maybe?
I mean, come on.
I mean, I'm sorry. I meant to have a rule book, and I tell everybody I have a rule book when I'm on the microphone. So we have a rule book, and we all have to say it. Okay? I'll say it first. Hit.
It's an absolute hit for me.
God, it's a miss. No, it's such a hit. Like, I don't know. There needs to be a fourth option above hit. Let's be quite frank about this.
Finland's entry to the Eurovision Song Contest are picking up a lot of love on social media and the community, but it's one of only 37 songs that have made it through out of 10,000 that have been submitted to broadcasters across the continent and beyond. So, 37th out of 10,000, it's pretty good, but Finland will be hoping for more. If they do, well, Eurovision.tv is the official website, and we'll discuss it in the aftermath, whoever wins, at escinsight.com. But for now, ta-ra. You've been listening to the highlights of Jukebox Jury as we preview the Eurovision Song Contest 2023. Find out more and listen to our podcast, www.escinsight.com.